didn't appreciate the Russians,
Yeah.
and I can understand why. They were very secretive and very aloof, removed from us as much as possible. So we avoided them, and it was by mutual agreement. They avoided us. This is a bizarre situation.
What about the French?
We hardly saw them. They were a small group and stuck pretty much to themselves. The same with the British. It was the American and the Russians that were the largest groups. The French had their own quarters in their own area, but as I said, we didn't have much to do with them. I didn't feel any fear.
No.
I was uncomfortable a couple times around the Russian troops, but that was the extent of it. As I said, the Russian troops all carried weapons. They carried rifles, the non-coms, and the officers carried pistols, sidearms. And so we didn't carry anything.
Really?
Yeah. We just had to do the best we could. And so we avoided them.
What about the French? Did they carry arms with them?
I don't remember. We didn't have much contact with them. A little more contact with the British because we spoke the same language,
Of course.
but that was it.
Were the Viennese welcoming?
Yes, they welcomed us very much. We always, at our dining area, which is we were quartered in a school there in Vienna, and the dining area and the cook area and so on always had a group of people clustered around it getting food that was left over. We always had an assembly of that type of thing outside the immediate area. And we were comfortable. We always got plenty of food. We had comfortable quarters and no problems between ourselves. The base exchange was downtown Vienna, and we could go down there anytime we wanted to, and it worked out pretty well because military officers in their jeeps traveled back and forth, and so we would thumb a ride with one of the officers and get off at the BX and do our thing, and then whatever we wanted to do. I had a good buddy, a good friend who was with me all the time, so we were never alone or isolated by ourselves. I was one time, there were two young men who were musicians, bandsmen. They were Viennese, and one of them invited me to his apartment that he was staying in while he was taking lessons. And I got out afterwards and went to the bus depot, not depot, but the bus stop. And when I got there, there were a group of Russian troops walking around, and I had to wait until the tram came, and they looked at me and I looked at them. It wasn't a comfortable situation, but I got on the first tram. Fortunately, it was going the right direction, and so I got out of it and ended up in the American sector. During the winter when I was there, the concerts were indoors, and I didn't go that much. They did have outdoor locations, but Vienna was famous for its music. I decided I didn't want to continue playing the trumpet, and so I went to my base exchange and told them I wanted to switch to a French horn. And so they took care of all the details and got me the horn and also got me the opportunities to meet with this man. And so I did. And there were two Viennese boys with me at the same time. Both of them were going to be professional musicians. I wasn't. I was just there to learn what I could and let it be. And so we ended up with myself and these two young men playing together and learning together. That was it. My whole family was back in Iowa. I was an only child, and my father died when I was 4 years old, and so my mother and my uncles and aunts were the ones I communicated with back in Iowa. And they had remained in Iowa all that time. And so I had no reason to get out or do anything extra like that.